mistake.
Did you run any willingness to pay tests to identify the price levels and set of features they get to pay?
No. It was simply a request by a client usually of, we need this, and we're going to convert if you do this. And then we would look at, did that fit what other clients had previously asked for? So we would catalog the features that previous clients had asked for, and then check that against what someone's willing to pay for tomorrow to actually build out. And what I will warn is that you get into a tricky spot when you do that. I would say that we did it better. Should we have done it? I'm not entirely sure. But I will say that you get in a tricky spot when you're taking client requests and customization. So when you're taking those requests, if they're requesting something that only that account is ever going to use, I do not recommend taking that request. You have to look at that request and say, does that fit other users and our long-term strategic plan? So an example, a client was like, hey, we need a tagging feature added in before we convert. We had heard from many clients previous, and it was already on our roadmap to add in tagging. But I said, okay, if we can get that done in a week, are you going to convert? And they said, yeah. So I said, okay, absolutely. So you push that up to the more urgent part of the roadmap, and then you push that out because other clients had already asked for it. It was already on our roadmap. It's just this client tomorrow is going to pay you for actually launching it. So we actually built it out to do that.
Got it. Perfect. Am I correct? You mentioned that you launched your product several times on Product Hunt. So the second launch was 4 months after the first launch, correct?
We did launch twice, but no, the second launch that you're talking about 4 months later was the full launch of our paid product. We didn't do that on Product Hunt. We just said, okay, look, you're gonna, all of our current clients, all of our beta clients, you're gonna be put on a light plan. We're moving to a paid product. So you can continue to use it free on our light plan, or you can convert to see this to see the same level of access you had previously.
And how many customers did you convert during this transition to paid product?
Yeah, so I'd say the first month, 10 to 15, maybe 10 to 15, and we consider that actually pretty good considering our beta client size. And while we had 415 of 400 isn't a high conversion rate, as I said previously, when you're offering something for free, everyone and their dog shows up to get a free trial. So you have to consider that not all of those were actually qualified leads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we see a 12.5 conversion rate from every free trial that we sign up. And again, you got to be careful about running that conversion rate, because if you have an open free trial, again, a lot of people will sign up even if they're not a qualified lead. They're interested potentially, or maybe a base level of interest, or maybe they don't even have budget set aside right now or ever. So again, if you're not qualifying people before they come in, you might still see that 12% conversion rate, where some people are seeing a 30% conversion rate on their free trial to paid account.
Nick, and what do you qualify these people?
Pardon me?
Yeah, I had the same question. Yeah, how do you
qualification?
Yeah, qualification.
Yeah, so it really goes back to our activation metrics. So did they set up the tracking script on their website? That's the big one, because they're not getting any data from us unless they do. Are they adding users? Are they actually integrating our software with others? And then are they creating custom reports and so on? So as you go further down, and then did they book a demo? We see that free trial to conversion rates actually at 40% if they book a free trial, or if they book a demo with us. So that conversion rate jumps up considerably if they've gone through the qualification process of actually booking a demo and showing a general interest in our product. A greater interest in our product, yeah.
Perfect. So once you decided to announce that you have a paid product, how many customers did you have at that moment?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, I mean, when you decided to launch a paid product, so once you decide to go public, how many customers did you have at that moment?
So that day that we launched the paid product, I think
Yes.
we added two paid clients, but within the first 30 days after launch, like I said, 10 to 15
10 to
clients
15.
is what 10 to 15.
Okay. And what channel, what were your next steps? So how did you start to acquire? So you mentioned Build With, that's what I got. But besides Build With, did you try any other channels? And from what channel did you see, let's say, the best conversion rate or the best leads were coming from?
Yeah, so my background's marketing, so I'm a marketer, like you guys. So I tested everything. I tested everything, and I still will test out everything. And whether it's a $500 to $1,000 budget for a test, I'll always run everything, because while someone might say that this platform's dead or this channel's dead, you never know for your industry and your business unless you try it for yourself. So I tested out everything, and just a long list of that: Facebook ads, Quora ads, LinkedIn ads. We tried Twitter ads. We did direct mail. We did buy email lists. We did everything, because you never know if something's going to work until you actually test it out. So what we use currently, and some of those didn't work for us based on their average or their cost per conversion and so on.
Okay.
So the ones that we landed on that did work were, from a paid perspective, Quora ads worked really well, and we still run them, Facebook ads as well, and Google ads. So those are our three media spend. And then outside of paid, we also do organic Quora posting to questions related to our fields. We do a lot of content creation, as we talked about, and I'd say those are the two big drivers of signups and free trials that are non-paid.
Nick, I have a question. Was there any
Yeah.
channel that you tried and it didn't work back then and now it's working, or vice versa, something that was working back then and now it's not working anymore for you?
No, I can't. That's a great question, though. That's a great question, because it really plays into the fact that you should always continue to test. And if you've tested something a year ago, things might have changed. It might be, and it didn't work back then. It might work now. But something that is you're currently running, ensure that it's still working, right?
Yeah.
So nothing that we used followed that, but definitely recommend to others that just because it works now doesn't mean it'll always work. So that's one of the main reasons why we have a spread out marketing strategy, where 20% of leads are from here, 30% are from here, 10% are from here. Because if one channel goes away tomorrow, we're not losing 80% of our lead gen, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So wait,
Exactly.
Andrei, one more question. Sorry. Is this cost per acquisition the same as it was at the beginning? I don't know, 2-3 years when you launched, and now is it the same? You have the same cost of acquisition?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. Okay. Because why I'm asking? Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so it didn't change. It's like it's actually a good sign. I was, I wanted to ask you, when I first take a look at your product, I didn't see any difference between other competitors. But what I didn't test it, to be honest. Yeah. So the question is, what makes your solution different from Leadfeeder, Albacross, and other software? What makes your product stand alone from competitors?
Yeah, it really comes down to price and data. So we are definitely on the lower end and a more cost-effective price than some of our competitors, because all of our marketing, all of our leads are inbound. And the next comes to data. So it's a tough one. It needs to be quantified, but that's why we offer an open free trial in comparisons to our competitors. But we're at a point where our data is further along and more superior